I felt compelled to really address. One of them involves a beloved black sitcom, Good Times. Believe it or not, and Mr. Steph Curry, star of the Golden State Warriors. Good Times, if you recall, centered on the Evans family who live in Chicago's Cabrini Green housing project. And now it has an animated reboot on Netflix. The series premiered on April 12th, and it is executive produced by Steph Curry. If I don't look happy, there's a reason. And the reason would be is because I saw an opening scene where an animated black character was in the shower talking to a cockroach. A baby was a drug dealer. One of the times, two people were talking in the kitchen and a little fly was running around. That's what I saw. I'm a huge fan of Good Times. James Evans Sr., JJ, Thelma with her fine self. Remember her? Oh, if you know anything about some of these old shows like The Jeffersons, Archie Bunker, Sanford and Son, and of course, Good Times. You know what I'm talking about. And I'm looking at that and I'm like, are you kidding me? An infant who sells crack? An infant who sells crack. When was that ever a part of Good Times? It's a reboot. Thelma herself spoke out against this. I never believed in my wildest dreams I'd ever have anything to complain about involving Steph Curry. Steph Curry! I mean, a paragon of virtue. One of the greatest role models we've ever seen in the history of sports. One of the best people you could ever meet. But we also know he didn't grow up in the projects. His father was an NBA player. And I don't know who the hell told him, Seth MacFarlane, or anybody else there, that this was okay. Seth MacFarlane, remember, he's the Family Guy creator. And I got to look at that. I'm thinking about the original Good Times executive producer, Norman Lear. He passed away earlier this year, by the way. Who the hell signed off on this? Were there black writers in the room? Did you have diversity in there? Did somebody tell you who this was okay? If they are, I want to know who they are. I want names. I want faces. Who told you that was okay? I want to know. Because the shit ain't okay. I know it's animation. I know we embellish. I know we live in an age where everything ain't fair. It's crime, it's pestilence, it's all of these things. And yes, it's absolutely true from the standpoint, roaches, rats, etc., etc. I grew up around a little bit of that, actually a lot of that. And if you're poor and desolate, chances are that's a part of your experience too. I've never seen it depicted in a sitcom, though, animated or otherwise. This is the first. And I never thought in my wildest dreams that Steph Curry himself would have something to do with something like this. Now, of course, Steph Curry was asked about the show at a press conference at the Chase Center last Friday. Here's what he had to say. Good Times, everybody knows what it is. And it's on a pedestal of shows that represent black culture, black social commentary, black family. This is a different take on that, so the name will ring, but an animated series that's kind of driven towards the adult audience. It's a little different, and so you take that for what it is. And I would not be watching with my kids, but I think it has a little something for everybody. Well, for the right audience, for sure. Respectfully, Steph Curry, that's insulting. Respectfully. Now, Steph Curry is not somebody to be condemned because he's class personified as one of the best people you'll ever meet in your life. But nobody's flawless, and clearly he just proved that. I mean, when you think about it, this is a different take on that, so the name will ring, but an animated series that's kind of driven towards the adult audience. Well, why would you use Good Times? And why would Good Times be associated with a baby being a drug dealer and talking to roaches in the shower And then to sit up there and admit you wouldn't be watching it with your kids. I mean, well, thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. Sometimes I wonder, boss. Sometimes I wonder.